At this point of recording, Springleaf Residence is 96% sold with 36 units left. So today, if you were to walk into a show flat and you realize that so many units are being sold, normally what would you be thinking? Would you be thinking, are the balance units too expensive? Is it still worth buying? All the good units are already sold already. Is there any more good units to buy? But here's the question, if today you walk into another show flat that's only 10% sold, will it actually give you confidence to enter the project and thinking that you might get a good deal? So the truth is, the sales result of a project do indirectly influence our perception of the project, and exactly why today we are doing this video is to look into the remaining 5-bedder units in Springleaf Residence and to see whether they are worth buying into. If you have been enjoying my video so far, do help me like, share and subscribe to this channel. This will help me a lot. Thank you very much. And if there's any project that you wish for me to cover, drop it in the comments below or DM me directly. So the content for today, in today's video, I'll be breaking down Springleaf Residence using the SAFE method analysis framework, focusing mainly on two key areas. First, I'll be covering the entry price, where we'll look at how Springleaf Residence is priced compared to both the regional and district averages, and whether the current pricing still makes sense for buyers today. And secondly, I'll cover the exit strategy, who your potential buyers could be in the future, what the natural demand in this area look like, and how this will affect your long-term capital appreciation potential. So along the way, I'll also touch on the recent land sales nearby, the future transformation of Upper Thomson area, and how all these factors tie back to your risk and opportunity when buying a 5-bedder at Springleaf Residence. Before I go into the analysis, let me give you a quick project introduction. Springleaf Residence is located along Upper Thomson Road in District 26, within the landed enclave just minutes from Springleaf MRT station. The development is jointly developed by GoCo Land, Hong Leong Holdings. Both are Singapore's established developers known for their quality and design. It's a 99-year lease project and comprises a total of 941 residential units ranging from 1 bedroom to 5 bedroom. And also, the project is expected to achieve TOP in the second half of 2029. So before I jump into how I look at 5-bedder units at Springleaf Residence, this video is entirely framed by the SAFE method, the same framework that I use for all my new launch analyses, and the same process that have helped many buyers actually choose their unit safely and confidently. It actually looks at your safe entry price, advantage positioning, future potential, and exit strategy, so that every move you make is calculated. Alright, let's now move into price analysis, because at the end of the day, price is the most important factor when buying or selling a property. It determines your entry point, your potential upside, and your exit strategy. Like what I always mention in all my videos, we must always weigh the difference between opportunity and risk. So regardless whether you're buying for own stay or investment, our goal is always to select a property that offers a higher level of opportunity than risk, so that every move we make is strategic and, most importantly, calculated and aligned to our end goals. So now let's start off with the regional per square feet transactions for new launches. In the outside central region, which is what we call the OCR, where Springleaf Residence is located, the per square feet ranges from 2057 to 2125 per square feet, with an average of 2096 per square feet. Moving to the rest of central region, which is RCR, prices ranges from 2644 to 2784 per square feet, averaging about 2728 per square feet. And in core central region, CCR, we are looking at between 3086 and 3111 per square feet, with an average of 3090 per square feet. So with these numbers, here's a quick tip. So when looking at per square feet, for example, avoid buying OCR project at RCR price, unless the project has a super compelling attribute that can truly justify its future growth potential. Okay, so now let's narrow it down to District 26, where Springleaf Residence is located. The average new launch price here ranges from 2178 to 2270 per square feet, with an overall average of about 2203 per square feet. These numbers include transactions done at the Lentor cluster, such as Lentor Mansion, Lentoria and Hullock Green, which have set a new benchmark or current benchmark in the Lentor area or within District 26. Now that we have both the regional and district per square feet references, let's take a closer look at where Springleaf Residence stands within this price range. Looking at the numbers over here, Springleaf Residence is currently transacting between 2004 to 2400 per square feet, with an average of about 2177 per square feet. So when we compare this to an OCR average of 2096 per square feet, Springleaf Residence sits just slightly above the mass market range, which is reasonable considering its proximity to an MRT station and also its landed enclave setting. Also, against District 26 average of 2203 per square feet, the project is actually very well aligned and positioned itself competitively within the Lentor cluster's pricing zone. So in summary, Springleaf Residence is not overpriced. Its price in a healthy middle range provides a balanced entry point for buyers looking for space, tenure and future growth potential in the area. So if you're a buyer looking to buy a new launch, to keep the new launch selection strategy simple, the highest transacted quantum and per square feet within a development gives us a clear reference point for potential profit margins. It actually shows us how much price movement the project has achieved internally. A simple and practical approach is actually to enter between the lowest and average per square feet range whenever possible. This actually gives you a buffer for growth while limiting any risk. If you're an investor focused on maximizing returns, I would strongly advise not to be on the right side of the price index, meaning avoid holding units at the highest per square feet or quantum within the same unit type. Those typically have less room for appreciation and higher exposure if the market softens. Okay, but to be fair, there are only a few times when paying the highest per square feet makes sense. Firstly, only if the unit actually has a rear facing or view that others can't match. Secondly, when it's a unique or efficient layout that's limited in the project. And lastly, when there are strong future catalysts nearby that can lift the overall price benchmark. But otherwise, it's actually smarter to stay within the low to average per square feet range for safer entry and better upside. Alright, commercial break. If you like what you have been watching so far, do help me like, share and subscribe. If you have been watching my videos for the past 2-3 times and have not clicked, I'm not sure what's holding you back, please help me click it right now. And of course, if at this point of time, you wish to hop on a discussion on your next property move, drop me a WhatsApp, let's connect. Now we'll talk about some concerns that some of you might have for Springleaf Residence. So the main concern that most buyers have when looking at Springleaf Residence is actually its location, positioning and the surrounding environment. While the project offers strong MRT connectivity and a serene landed enclave setting, but many buyers are uncertain about long-term demand and price growth. Mainly because the area is less developed and lower density with lower retail, F&B and lifestyle options compared to more mature estates like Lentor or Thomson. Some worry that the landed surroundings limit future vibrancy, making it more appealing for own stay rather than investment or rental use. But here's where things start to change. The next GLS site along Upper Thomson Road, just a short distance from Springleaf Residence, was recently actually sold to WeHer Holdings at 1062 per square feet per plot ratio, notably higher than Springleaf Residence land cost. And unlike Springleaf Residence, this new site will include commercial elements such as shops and F&B spaces, which will bring more convenience and activity to this area. The project is likely expected to be completed around the same timing as Springleaf Residence, meaning by the time residents move in, the neighborhood will likely see more amenities, vibrancy and human traffic. This is actually a strong signal that developers and planners do see long-term potential in the Springleaf Upper Thomson corridor. Also, with the Thomson East Coast Line now fully connecting from Woodlands to Marina Bay and future extensions towards the East Coast, the area is becoming far more accessible and integrated than before. So, while buyers may initially see Springleaf as quiet or less developed, the next phase of growth has actually started, and those who enter early are likely positioned to benefit from the transformation. So the next big question is, if I buy a 5-bedroom at Springleaf Residence for about 3.2 to 3.3 million, who can I eventually sell to? For most new launch projects, the exit strategy often points to HDB or EC upgraders, but in Springleaf, it's very different. The nearby area doesn't have large supply of BTOs or ECs, and while some upgraders might move here for lifestyle reasons, what we need to look at or look into is what I call the natural demand for this location. So the Springleaf is a well-known landed enclave. So to understand the type of buyers that want to live here, I generated a report based on all existing listings currently for sale within 1 kilometer to Springleaf MRT, focusing on landed homes with 5 bedrooms and above. So from this report, there are 98 active listings across 11 streets, mostly 999-year or freehold properties. Prices range between 4 million and 9 million, with an average price of about 5.83 million and an average per square feet of 2152 per square feet. This actually creates a significant gap between Springleaf Residence 5-bedroom, priced around 3.2 to 3.3 million, and the landed market nearby. That means for future buyers who want a Springleaf lifestyle, which is spacious living, landed surroundings and proximity to MRT, but do not want to stretch their budget to a $5 million landed home, Springleaf Residence naturally fills the gap. So here's something for you to think about. The prices you see in this report are based on today's market. But when Springleaf Residence TOP will likely see new benchmarks, higher surrounding land prices, and more amenities from the upcoming mixed-use development nearby. And when that happens, do you think that prices will remain the same or will they be higher? And when landed prices continue to move up, will the price gap between landed and Springleaf Residence become bigger or smaller? So to summarize, from an exit strategy and investment standpoint, your future buyer pool will likely come from downsizers from landed homes or families seeking for landed enclave feel at a lower entry quantum, giving you a clear resale base and long-term demand support. Anyway, if you like the report that you see over here, or you wish to have a customized version based on your own filters like location, property type or budget, just WhatsApp me or forward you right away. So before I end off, I just want to share a quick opinion about buying new launches. So personally, I always believe that buying a new launch isn't just about getting a new home, it's actually about entering at the right price point. Every project can look attractive in the show flat, but what truly matters is understanding the numbers, your per square feet, your quantum, your surrounding benchmark, and how these figures actually line up to your end goal. If you're not sure what does an end goal mean to you, watch this video. So actually going into these numbers is not actually being overly cautious, it's actually about being strategic. Because if your end goal is to maximize returns, then every decision from your entry price to your exit strategy must be made with data but not emotion. And that's exactly why I always share this kind of analysis to make sure that buyers make clear, confident and profitable decisions as much as possible instead of relying on market noises or hype. Alright, and that wraps up my entry and exit strategy for Springleaf Residence 5-bedroom. If you ask me, will I buy a 5-bedder? My answer is yes, at the right price. If you'd like to dive deeper into rentability or resale comparisons with other nearby projects, WhatsApp me, I'll share with you those data. And most importantly, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!